I talked about meeting the accused person for the first time, accused number 2, near a garage on the way towards Albertine.
Yes, my lord.
Yes. When he was taken to a motor vehicle, I was putting the version to the effect that he was put inside your motor vehicle at the back of the driver's seat.
My lord, as I mentioned, I met the accused at Maroka SCPS, not at a garage.
All right, you'll get into that. That's just get into my instructions. Then, immediately after that, Constable or Sergeant Mabena entered your vehicle and sat at the back of that motor vehicle on the left-hand side.
No, my lord.
The door was open and Constable Telezi was standing next to the accused, next to accused number 2.
No, my lord.
Okay. You then pushed the front seat backwards towards the accused and you pressed him hard, very hard, on his knees with that seat.
No, my lord.
At that moment, Sergeant Mabena was putting a grey plastic on his face and Buthelezi was blocking the accused from getting out of the motor vehicle.
No, my lord.
Sorry, Mr. Is this at the Albertine garage?
That's correct, my lord.
Outside the garage?
Outside the garage, a distance away from the garage. Okay. It is further my instruction that the assault, the tubing continued until you convened another meeting. After you stopped, you convened another meeting after Mr. Mukhane received a call. Can you dispute that also?
No, my lord. I was never at a garage with the accused or with Sergeant Mukhane.
Then you got into your vehicles with the accused. Then you proceeded to an open area next to the steel tanks. That area is next to a dumping site towards Albertine. That's where all the cars stopped.
No, my lord. I have no knowledge of that, my lord.
Upon your arrival at that place, you all alighted from the motor vehicle, including the accused person. Then Brigadier Gininda arrived in company of a man who was wearing Chris bundles or Chris belts and a lady Mohola.
No, my lord. I have no knowledge of that.
They were traveling in a white BMW.
I would not know, my lord.
There was also a meeting in the presence of Gininda. The accused person, accused number 2, was removed of the handcuffs that were handcuffed from behind, from his hands. That was Mabena who removed those handcuffs from behind. Then his jacket was taken out. He was handcuffed from the front. Can you dispute that also?
Yes, my lord, as when I received the accused for the first time, his handcuffs was in front, my lord.
Yebo ngakuphikisa ngoba mangiqala ke nje ukuthola umsolwa umsolwa kwaye ngozankosi izandla zingaphambili.
All right. Immediately thereafter, there was, or there is, if those poles or those stairs are still there, where you took the accused person, accused number 2, towards those steel poles and removed one handcuff from one side of his hand and tie it on that pole.
I have no knowledge of that, my lord.
Cha nginalo ulwazi lwalokho.
Then, between yourself, you can't recall, between yourself and Mabena, there's a person who poured him with water. He had a container and poured the accused with water from his front part of the body.
I have no knowledge of that, my lord.
Anginalo ulwazi lwalokho.
That's when Brigadier Kininda told accused number 2 that he must tell the truth about the death of Senzomini.
My lord, the first time I met the suspect was at Moroka SAPS, my lord.
There was a device that was used to electrocute the accused person. You, Mr. Mabena, and Buthelezi were exchanging during the use of this device.
Bathi ke wena noMabhena noButhelezi nanishintshashisana ngokusebenzisa lo mshini lo.
I have no knowledge of that, my lord.
Anginalo ulwazi lwalokho.
Before I forget this instruction, it's very important what I'm going to tell you.
Kona ke ngifuna ukutshela kona kusemqoka kakhulu.
It's my instruction that from the first time when I put the version of the accused, Sergeant Mkhano did not partake to the assault, chopping, and torturing of the accused. Did not participate. He was always outside. What do you say about it?
My lord, Sergeant Mukhane would ask us for assistance in either handing over the suspect or escorting.
The accused person will come and tell the court that he heard Sergeant Mkhano saying, I just want to get the correct word that he was using. The exact words said by Sergeant Mkhano was that yekelani man.
Kuthiwa ke izwi lasetshenziswa uSergeant Mukhana ilithi yekelani demand, usho ukuthi yekelani le ndoda.
My lord, at no point was the suspect in one of our EMPD vehicles during the escort or when taken or handed over at the police station.
Umsolakazi angene emotweni zethu ngesikhathi enikezelwa nanokuthi ayokhishwa esikhumulweni samaphoyisa.
That's then accused number 2 was untied and taken back. He was wet, bleeding, and he was taken back to the Toyota Fortuner.
Wathi ke lapho umsola athathwa iswa ku Toyota Fortuner. Ngalesikhathi ke wayopha igazi futhi wayemanzi.
You had to travel from that spot as you were escorting. The Toyota Fortuner entered Chris Hani Hospital. Thank you, madam. When they entered Chris Hani Hospital, Mokhano and Mabena and the accused person with the Fortuner, That's when Colonel Rapadu came into the picture.
I have no knowledge of that, my lord.
Colonel Rapadu and got into the vehicle. He gave the keys to his wife, and they were in company of the child. I think they brought the child to the hospital, but we can't prove that. What the accused number 2 has observed is that Colonel Rapadu gave the keys to his wife.
So,
I don't know about that, my lord. I met Colonel Rapadu for the first time at Moroka SCPS.
Dailo, anginalwazi lolo kodwa ngaqala ukubona uKenel Rapadu eMoraka police station.
Okay. Soon thereafter, they traveled and you were escorting them to a certain place in Orlando. It's an open area. It's also next to a dumping area where there are ATM machines that were no longer functioning.
I have no knowledge of that, my lord.
Anginalwazi lolo.
And I want to remind you that according to that version, when accused number 2 said he was poured with water, it was winter time.
Afuna nginezezela ukuthi ngalesikhathi umsolo ethelwa ngamanzi kwakusebusika.
You escorted them until you stopped at that particular area, and Brigadier Kininda arrived with those crew members.
Wathi yena waphela
My lord, the only escort that was conducted was from Moroka SCPS to Force Lawrence Magistrates Court, my lord.
manje ke ukuphelezela okwenzeka kwasuka eMoraka ukubafikisa esipeyisini sase-Force Lawrence.
When Brigadier arrived, he opened the book with the boot of the BMW. He sat on the edge of the boot and he took out some documents.
I have no knowledge of that, my lord.
Anginalwazi lolo.
All right. Brigadier Kininda took those documents and gave them to Colonel Rapadu.
Wathi kuBrandine Guinness wathi mesevula amaphepha uKenel Rapadu.
I did not see Mr. Brigadier Ganinda at Moroka SCPS.
Ngizange ngimbone uBrigadier Kininda eMoraka police station.
All right. Assault, torture continued.
Wathi ukuhlukunyezwa nokushaya kwaqhubeka.
Instructed accused number 2 to sign those documents.
Ngoba bephoqa umsolo wesibili ukuthi asayinde lawo maphepha.
I have no knowledge of that, my lord.
Cha anginalo olwazi lokho.
The documents were signed by accused number 2 under that coercion. Thereafter, there were certain documents that were not thumbprinted.
Emva kwalokho khona amanye amaphepha angazange abekwe iminwe.
I would not know about the thumbprint, my lord.
Athi angazi lutho ngaleyo mina.
Immediately thereafter, accused number 2 was taken to Primrose.
Athi emva kwalokho umsolo wesibili wathathwa yiswa esikhumulweni sasemaphoyisa sase-Primrose.
I have no knowledge of that, my lord.
Anginalwazi lolo.
He was not booked in. Sergeant Mkhano entered the police station with the purpose of booking in accused number 2.
Azange abhaliswe ke lapho ukuthi Sergeant Mkhano wangena naye umsolo epolice station enzela ukuthi ayomfaka khona.
I have no knowledge of Jamestown, my lord.
Athi hayi angazi lutho ngeJamestown.
Then, according to his instruction, Sergeant Mabena was talking over the phone in the motor vehicle and informed the person who was talking with over the phone that Mr. Mkhano is inside the police station. Upon his arrival back from the police station, Sergeant Mkhano, there was an instruction that they should travel to Rustenburg.
Emva ukuthi aphumeke esikhumulweni samphoyisa uSergeant Mkhano wayesathola umlayezo ukuthi umyalelo ukuthi akahambe aye eRustenburg.
Were you still escorting them?
Awusabaphelezela?
I was not in Germiston, my lord.
Ngangingekho eJemiston.
They then traveled to Rustenburg. They were escorted by you. Sorry, may I just correct that? Yeah. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Malik. The escort actually stopped after that. So they had to travel to Rustenburg, where the accused was residing.
Bathi hayi kuphelezelwa kwamakhona lapho ke baseke baqala ukuthi baye eRustenburg la kwakuhlala khona umsomo.
Sorry, I want to understand. So Rapali, Ginanda, Mabena, and all those guys all traveled to Rustenburg, in other words.
Rapati was, may I just take an instruction
Yeah,
regarding
because as far as I'm concerned,
Rapati?
Ginanda is seated there
Yes,
at the boot of the BMW.
just to,
Give the documents to Rapali, then everything goes blank, then people are traveling to Rustenburg. Where is Rapali? Where is Ginina? Where is the lady in white?
thank you, my lord. Thank you for your indulgence. My instruction is that Colonel Rapati, he actually left with Brigadier Gininda
Ngiyalula ukuthi uKolonel Rapad wahamba no Brigadier Gininda
because he was not present when the accused was taken to Primrose Police Station.
ngoba engekho ngesikhathi umsolwa eyiswa esikhumeni samaphoyisa sase-Primrose.
On the way to Rustenburg, where they met Brigadier Gininda in the presence of Sergeant Mohola,
Manje kumele eRustenburg la bahlangana khona noGininda no-Sergeant Mohola.
the accused person was left attended in the motor vehicle, in the Toyota Fortuner, and they proceeded to his place.
Manje-ke umsolwa wayeshiyeke emotweni iFortuna and then baseke beyaqhubeka beya la ehlala khona.
That's when Sergeant Mabena came back in possession of a black plastic bag, which he said they found ammunition in his room. Then accused number 2 asked Mabena, how did you enter his room? Because he was in possession of the keys.
Manje umsolwa wesibili waseyabuza ukuthi hawange ungene kanjani lapha kulelo gumbi ngoba mina ukhiye ngisabaphethe.
Then there was no answer from them.
Akuzange ke kube nempendulo kulokho.
You can't comment.
I have no knowledge of that, my lord.
Sir, your experience as a police person is for how long?
Neminyaka engaki ke usebenzela isifayisa?
By tomorrow, my lord, it will be 9 years, my lord.
9 years.
Athi kusasa kuzobe sekuphela iminyaka eyisishagalolunye.
Let me tell you what has happened with the police. After Steve Biko was murdered, right? The South African police introduced a method whereby police who were manning cells would fill in an OB, as you have been put to you, an occurrence register book. In the afternoon, when the sergeant comes, he asks everybody in the cell, any complaints? One person may say, they didn't give me food. One may say, Ratamukhating assaulted me. And somebody else may say, whatever. Are you aware of that practice?
Yes, my lord.
Right. Right. And the other aspect of that police sergeant who is in charge of the cells, when he comes in, he writes down every complaint from each and every of the cellmates. Are you aware of it?
Yes, my lord.
Right.
Usatshengela
And pertinently, if he sees, he physically inspects the inmates. That's why when a person is booked in, some of these entries, they say, booked in by Sergeant Mojado without injuries. He just doesn't write without injuries. He inspects the inmate in the presence of Mojano who is booking him in. And if there's an injury there, he's obliged to report it. Are you aware of that practice?
That's correct, my lord.
In the morning, it's a new shift normally. A new sergeant or cell officer comes in. Each and every cell he conducts what is called a parade. Do you know that?
That's correct, my lord.
He's got a register, OB, and he asks each and every inmate, during the time, assuming the last inspection was at 8 o'clock the previous night, during the time 8 o'clock up to today, now, do you have any complaints? Are you aware of that practice?
Yes, my lord. They also refer to it as a handing over, my lord.
Yes. If during that period, Ratamokoteng says, I'm sick, I was vomiting, the sergeant at arms there is obliged to make provision for medical attention. Are you aware of it?
Yes, my lord.
And that sergeant or officer has to annotate that complaint that I'm sick, I'm vomiting, arrange for an ambulance, arrange for the transportation of the inmate to a hospital. Do you know that?
Yes, my lord.
And there are standing orders. If an inmate has been assaulted, more especially if that inmate can say he was assaulted by policeman Ratamokoteng, the sergeant at the cells there has got to annotate that complaint, and he doesn't have to take that man to court or to hospital. He's going to call his superior to come and see that exigency. Kenja Pandai, do you know that?
Not in depth, my lord.
But have you heard about it?
No, my lord.
You have never heard of a policeman being charged for having assaulted an inmate in the cells?
I mean the process
Okay,
up to
yeah.
that extent, my lord.
Yeah, fine. I appreciate that. But have you ever heard of a policeman being charged
Yes, my lord.
of having assaulted an inmate in the cells?
Yes, my lord.
Yeah. Okay. Do you have any experience with the IPD?
With iPad, my lord.
IPAD, yeah.
No, my lord.
You don't, okay. I'll give it for Sergeant Mukhano, maybe he has. But regarding the fact that you are alleged and accused of having viciously assaulted accused number 1 and 2, I take it, when they were being escorted, and that you participated actually in the mass assault of both of them in the presence, they were assaulted in your presence by other inmates. There was Geninda, there was Raputi, and there was Mapumulo, there was Butelezi, yourself. Up to now, has IPID never investigated you, or have they investigated you?
No, my lord.
And you just answered Mr. Baloi, and you maintain that no criminal charges of assault, GBH, attempted murder were preferred against you because, according to the evidence led as an assertion on behalf of the 2 accused, there's a suggestion that Rapuri actually asked, is he still alive? Meaning that a senior guy like him saying that it means somebody was so viciously assaulted that it was possible that Ehan Frek is going to die. Are you with me? Are you still alive? Is he still alive? And no charges have been preferred against you? Nothing?
None at all, my lord.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, my lord.
You're excused.